pair of Antetokounmpo and Parker at forward. Carter Williams is the point with Middleton at the 2. And it's Monroe in at the pivot spot manning the middle. Well, Clark, the Bucks were much improved. 3.
Yeah, they were very competitive. This young team fought hard and rarely found themselves out of games on the road, which is a good sign for the future.
And so it's the Warriors getting on the board first. And the layup falls.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Bucks on defense. Here's Curry with the 3. Rebound by Greg Monroe. Here's Carter Williams. Count that one.
That is some real serious dime dropping there. Exquisite assist.
It's Curry outside, and the shot is good. Curry's got his first 3 points of the game.
Their backcourt is phenomenal, Kevin. Absolutely phenomenal. That's why they've been given the green light every time they touch the ball.
And Carter Williams slams it in.
And, Kevin, who says a point guard should look to pass first? I mean, not when you can finish like this fella.
Well, Clark, he wasn't going to give that opportunity up to a teammate.
Well, you know, Kevin, that's one he'll always take himself, and he should. I mean, you can't pass up that kind of opportunity or fun.
And here is Parker after the 3-pointer from Stephen Curry. That's good.
4 or 5 shots have dropped for them already. Not a bad way to get things started.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Hey, Kevin. Well, Jason Kidd gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. One player that he's talked to his guys a lot about is Stephen Curry. He said Curry's one of the premier shooters in the game, and he's got that quick trigger. We really have to be tight to him, get physical, and try to get him on his heels as much as possible. Guys, Curry is an excellent free throw shooter. We'll see if they can do that without fouling him.
Thank you, Doris. And the Warriors making a change here. Spates is checked in.
Fellas, I'll tell you, I was really surprised when Michael Carter Williams got traded last season. It's so hard to find point guards with his length and instincts. I mean, you just have to wonder what's going on in Philly.
Curry with the steal. His shot is good. Scores his 3rd basket in 6 tries. Shooting 50%.
I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tough day on this defense if he's got the A game rolling tonight.
On the subject of Michael Carter Williams, his assists went up last season. His rebounds went up last season as well. But, Greg, the one thing he can't seem to lock down is his shooting strength.
Yeah, last season hitting just 38% from the field, and you expect more out of him at this stage. But remember, this is a young player, and oftentimes your field goal percentage isn't necessarily a reflection of your ability to make shots, but more so your ability to take good ones. So shot selection, I think, plays a role for
defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
And Spates gets it to go.
That's far too good a look to give them from behind the arc.
3 of their last 5 makes come from beyond the arc. The defense has to react quicker.
Now here's Middleton. The dive for the ball. And going out of bounds. Last touch by Barnes.
And really no choice but to lunge for that pass to make sure it didn't get through.
Yeah, and that was important. Probably would have been a quick 2 points if he doesn't get a hand on it and knock it out of bounds.
And the Warriors with some changes. Andre Iguodala. He's checked in for Barnes. Barbosa comes in for Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Curry. Here's Carter Williams. 7 points in the game. And Antetokounmpo gets it to go.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high-percentage looks from inside.
And even under pressure in close, I think they've still done a good job maintaining concentration and converting the opportunities.
And really, the Warriors had an amazing regular season last year. Just from a historical standpoint, it was one of the best ever.
Golden State's gone 3 of 6, 50% from deep so far tonight. Here's Barbosa, and there are the Warriors now with another bucket.
Not much defense to speak of yet here, guys.
Nope, it's been all offense, fellas, all the time here early.
Antetokounmpo kicks to Monroe, and a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in.
Boy, guys, they've shown some great passing on their last few trips down the floor. Excellent.
4 straight passes leading to scores. Great team play.
Now, here's Antetokounmpo. Dishes to Monroe. Score the basket. His 4th. He's only missed 1 of his 5 shots tonight.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
And, you know, it doesn't matter how good your defense is on the perimeter if you're going to allow easy ones in.
They can't guard us on the perimeter.
Take their first time out here.
Spacing. I don't know that anyone can define what Giannis's position is. It's kind of still up in the air. I mean, he's played mostly on the wing a season ago, and thus far, maybe that could end up being the best fit.
Catching up on the changes for Golden State. Festus Ezeli, he's jacked in for Spates. Rush comes in for Draymond Green. And Ian Clark subbed in for Leandro Barbosa.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skills as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Boy, that's a nice surge for them just when they needed it in a game that was so tight. And you can see the importance of that steal. I mean, really a 4-point turnaround with the conversion at the other end right there.
Yeah, the importance of the defense there. Instead of giving up the bucket and having that 5-point deficit, all of a sudden, we got a tie ball game. Really, the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
Prior to last season, Giannis was experimenting with the point guard position for stretches during the summer league.
Well, you know, Kevin, he's just the type of guy whose size and length really allow him to guard every position.
True. And both free throws good for O.J. Mayo.
And guys, when you look at O.J. Mayo's statistics over the past few years, nothing really stands out. But then you watch him in games, especially in clutch moments, and he can seem like the most dangerous guy on the floor. A scary, deep-range shooter who loves to take defenders one-on-one. Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
He kicks it to Bayless. 30 seconds left in the first. The shot's good from Plumlee.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Milwaukee shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
And 75% on the season as a unit from the free throw line.
Yeah, it's been a very frustrating season for them in that regard, guys.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. The Warriors trailing. Here's Livingston. And another 3 for Golden State.
He is just tearing it up this quarter. That lead's not going anywhere while he's this hot.
To the inside. Bayless the pass to Plumlee. Can't cash in on the 10-foot jumper. A nice first quarter of play. We've seen plenty of offense so far. Warriors ahead, up by 2. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere.
Check it out.
And we heard from John Henson before the game, a player on the rise. He feels he still has a lot to prove.
Defensively, offensively, I think I'm better offensively than people give me credit for, and I'm stronger than I look. And that's something that I'm trying to prove this year, as I've been proving the last 3 or 4, so it's going to be fun.
Well, Well, it sounds like he still feels like he has something to prove, Greg, but seems to me he's already known for being that kind of guy.
Yeah, that's a great point. Anybody who plays against him knows he looks plenty strong when you're banging with him. But if he needs to push and motivate himself by playing with a chip on his shoulder, well, a lot of guys have gone a long way in this league using that method.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Warriors?
Guys, they are dialed in from beyond right now. They didn't waste any time getting into a groove in this game.
They also came out of the locker room with their running shoes on. I mean, their transition game has been full throttle.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. Setting the floor for the Warriors. Steph Curry's out there at Barbosa. Then it's Thompson. Then there's Harrison Barnes. And it's Bogut in at the 5 down low.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Curry gets the bucket.
That's just run-of-the-mill for him. A typical day at the office. He's one of the more skilled offensive players out there.
Carter Williams kicks to Vasquez. Pass to Parker. He feeds it to Carter Williams. And it comes off the front of the rim.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities. And I think everyone knew the Bucks would be much improved last season. But to see the jump into the middle of the playoff picture, I think that took everybody by surprise.
For the Bucks and their improvement, usually you see incremental progress. Even after losing key players, Clark, they shot up the standings.
And part of that, Kevin, was just growing as a team, coming together, and also improving the roster. Another part was that they were better than their record showed 2 years ago. Player development is part of the improvement.
Spates checked in for Klay Thompson. And he can't hit the second. The Oracle Arena was rocking last season, and with good reason. The Warriors would finish a league best 39-2 at home last year.
And how about that 39-2 record put them one off of tying the best record ever in the NBA. That record, by the way, belongs to the Celtics with 40 wins back in 1986.
Curry. And out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession. Some changes for Golden State. Draymond Green comes in for Andrew Bogut. And Ian Clark subbed in for Leandro Barbosa. And so it's Milwaukee now. It's a 3-point game. 2 minutes now played in the second quarter. Here's Monroe. Green with the block. And here's Barnes for 3. Green slams it in.
And putting in the work on the boards, and it's paying off with chances like that.
And, Gia, he does put in the work. You're right. It's why he's on the finishing end